Film is a language, you know. Film is all about language. It's a visual language of cinema, and then there's the great art of the written spoken word. Close Encounters is maybe the most glaringly apparent need to communicate movie I've ever made. In this sense, superior alien technological race comes to us. We don't go to them. It comes to us to harmonize, which is why I think I came up with the idea of doing it through music as opposed to taking you to your leader in subtitles. We'll get a big synthesizer, big ARP out there on the floor, and they'll play the 5 notes all through the movie, which will be a little bit of a mystery you have to uncover. And the 5 notes become the first 5 notes of a grand opera between extraterrestrials and the human race. For me, it's one of the most hopeful movies I've ever written and directed because it's about the huge abyss of the barrier of communication. And I wasn't that fully knowledgeable politically, geopolitically back in 1976, 75 when I was writing Close Encounters. But somehow I felt that with the Cold War and the Russians not talking to the Americans and everything that was happening back then with Watergate and Nixon about to be impeached and all the things that were happening at the time I was making Jaws and writing Close Encounters of the Third Kind, there seemed to be a huge communication abyss in those days. It's gotten even worse today. So in a sense, I think Close Encounters was my first sort of attempt to send out a message that if we can communicate with aliens, why can't we communicate with each other? I think the greatest thing is when people at least make an effort to communicate. When they spend a lot of time reaching out and focusing on the person, making eye contact with the person that they're trying to communicate their feelings or simply their aspirations to, and that person isn't getting it.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Gecko.
Boom, yeah.
Keep talking. Get them to talk.
Have you seen this before?
This belongs to you? Does this... No. No. I need to know where you're from.
Gecko.
Jano Dinkere Jumate.
Gecko.
He said, I think, show me the map.
Yes.
And when the person doesn't get it, you have to try harder and be resourceful and inventive in finding different ways to get your message across. And the more people spend locked in a room, forced to bridge a language barrier, the deeper those souls connect.
Levántate. Levántate. Levántate.
Stand up.
They just connect for a lifetime. And deep friendships are forged when people work hard because they care enough to express to you how they're feeling about something.
E.T. home phone.
E.T. phone home. E.T. phone home. E.T. phone home. He wants to call somebody.
What's all this shit?
E.T. phone home.
My God, he's talking.
This is all about language and the art of communication.
Apples. Apples. A-P-P-L-E-S. Apples. 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 Orange. Iron. I-R-O-N-I. Iron. Kettle. K-E-T-T-L-E. Yes. S-E-G-G-S. S.
Color Purple is about communication. It's a sister teaching another sister to read and write.
A-C. Fucking. What's it say, Celie? Mr. M-I-S-T-E-R-T-V.
Ain't you got nothing better to do?
I find doing interviews in Europe very exciting, even more exciting than doing interviews in America in English, because I get a chance to think while the interpreter is telling the person what I just said in their language. And I get a chance to look at the person when we're not actively engaged in conversation, processing what I've said, and they get a chance to watch me processing what they've said back to me. And I think in a movie, audiences love when everything slows down and a person speaks in a foreign tongue. Then you can't wait to hear what the interpreter has to say.
En venant ici, vous exposez au gaz toxique?
In coming here, you've exposed yourself to toxic gas.
Well, I'm alive.
We're talking. Nous parlons.
C'est vrai, Monsieur Nery.
Well, this is true, Mr. Neary.
Mais si les vents dominants avaient soufflé du sud au lieu du nord,
Prevailing winds were blowing from the south instead of the north.
cette conversation n'aurait même pas lieu.
This conversation would not be taking place.
There's nothing wrong with the air.
Il n'y a rien de mauvais dans l'air.
Qu'est-ce qui vous fait dire ça?
What makes you say that?
I just know. There's nothing wrong with it.
Je le sais.
Go outside and make me a liar.
For the moment the question is asked, there's that moment of suspense where we await the answer. It sets us up to receive an interesting answer or to be baffled by the answer.
Monsieur Nery, please, one more question. N'avez-vous pas fait récemment une rencontre?
Have you recently had a close encounter?
Une rencontre plutôt inhabituelle?
A close encounter with something very unusual.
And it's that little moment of mystery
Who are you people?
that the audience has these epiphanies that often go unheralded, but give the audience a chance to say, I'm part of the story. Thank you. You've included me in your story. You're not just sending out noise like you did with 1941.
What exactly are you doing in the United States, Mr. Navorsky?
Yellow taxi cab, please. Take me to Ramada Inn, 161 Lexington.
Staying at the Ramada Inn?
Keep the change.
My job is to put the audience inside the movie. My job is to reduce the aesthetic distance between the audience and the experience so they are lost for 2 hours.
So she had a boyfriend. For how long? 2 years? And what happened?
Eat shit.
What?
Eat shit.
Eat shit?
Eat shit. Eat shit. Eat shit. Eat shit.
Well, okay, try to repeat exactly what she said.
Eat shit. She catch him.
So he cheats.
Yes. Yes. What we call cross-catch. We say cross-catch. One man, two women. So, crowded, you know.
Okay. He cheats. You say cheats. No, shit. No, cheat.
Enrique, you? No shit.
No cheat.
No shit.
Yeah.
No
I
shit,
want cheat, not shit.
She's a nice girl. She won't take your shit.
I made the movie because I had a chance to work with Tom Hanks, not as part of an ensemble cast, but as a tour de force opportunity.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Burger King. May I take your order?
Keep the change. I don't believe Tom ever did this kind of an offshore accent before, and for that I give him a lot of credit for his courage and for being able to pull it off successfully.